What's going on, guys? It's your man Danigan back with another video, man. Look, I wanted to make this video because I was really thinking to myself, like, November 1st, 2021, I'm really about to turn 21. So at that point, it'll mean that I've lived on this dome for 21 years. But as of now, it's 20 years because, I'm 20 years old. So I was like, I might as well make a video about the things that I've learned in these past 20 years. You know what I'm saying? I wrote everything down in this journal right here. So I wrote about 12 things, and we're just gonna go through them. But I might think of more. Like as we going through them, I might think of more. So yeah, let's not waste any more time, bro. Let's get straight to it, bro. Number one, the very first thing that I've learned in these 20 years of existing is that nobody has life 100% figured out. Okay? Nobody on this ball of an earth knows every single detail about life. We all have a lot to learn. Okay? Even those people that you look at and you look up to and you think like, oh man, they know what they're doing. They got their life figured out. They know where they're going to college. They know their career path, this and that. Those people, even though they may seem like that, they still have their own worries. They still have their own problems. They still have their own uncertainties. Things that keep them up in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? So don't pressure yourself so much thinking, oh, I got to have everything figured out by 21 or 25. If not, then I'm a failure. Tell me why at 19 years old, when I turned 19, I was so stressed about life. Like, it seemed like life hit me all at once and I couldn't take it, bro. Like, I high-key started stressing mad hard. Like, I was thinking, oh man, like, I gotta get a car. I gotta look for my dream job, this and that. And I was stressing, man. Remember, life is a marathon, not a sprint. Number two, it's better to stick to your morals over peer pressure. Now, I understand a lot of us have been in situations where we've been pressured to do something. Whether it be to smoke that blunt, whether it be to consume that Don Julio, whether it be to just leave your family behind and everything you know and just live in the wilderness. Everybody has faced some kind of pressure. However, you shouldn't compromise your morals to be accepted by other people. A lot of us are so inclined to do this because we want people to like us, you know what I'm saying? We want people to mess with us. We want people to think that we're cool, we're not lame. But when you compromise your morals, like, essentially you're losing that power. Now people start having that control over you. And like, now you can't even make decisions for yourself because your decisions are led by other people. I feel like if your heart tells you not to do it, follow your heart. And honestly, this should tell you a lot about the kinds of people that you hang around. Because if you're hanging around people who are always tempting you to do things that you believe are wrong, then maybe those are not the kinds of people that you should be hanging around. And that honestly has to do with my next point, which is it's okay to say no, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's okay to say no in situations like that, but it's also okay to say no in situations where maybe people need something from you, but you might be busy. Let me give you an example. Like let's say you have that one friend who's always like asking you for things. Okay, he's like, oh yeah, can you give me a ride here, or can you do this for me, can you do that? And most of the time you're like, okay, sure. But this time, like, you're really busy, you really got things to do, you don't have time for that. So in that situation, it's okay to say no. Now, I used to struggle with this a lot. Like, I used to struggle with the idea of saying no to my friends because I felt like I was being mean. But I soon came to realize that it was actually damaging to the relationship because I was saying yes all these times, but like low-key, I was starting to build some resentment. Like, I started thinking in my mind, like, why are they always asking me for stuff? And I would low-key be annoyed, but I would just keep it to myself. But like deep inside, I was low-key building some hostility, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it's important to say no, so you don't start feeling some type of way about the people around you. Okay, sometimes we just need time for ourselves. Sometimes we don't feel like doing what others tell us to do, and sometimes we have other priorities, and I don't think that's selfish. That was number 3, right? Okay. Number 4, Comparison is the thief of joy. Now, you've probably heard this statement before, or maybe you've never heard this statement before, but yes, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. When you're always comparing yourself to other people, then you're gonna feel down about yourself. You're gonna lose that joy, okay? Because you're thinking like, man, I don't have this. This person has this, but I don't have it. And since they have it and I don't have it, I feel like I'm less than them. Lesser of a human being just because I don't have that thing, just because I don't look this way, just because my nose is too long. And this is something that I feel like I honestly can relate with, because for a majority of my childhood, I was very insecure, especially about my ears. You know, I felt like they stuck out too much, and then I would always be comparing myself to other people and think to myself, like, why are my ears not flat like everybody else? Like, why are my ears sticking out like this? You know what I'm saying? But I feel like social media makes those insecurities worse in a sense. Social media seems to paint this facade of perfection that's low-key, like, kind of unrealistic, to be honest. And it makes people feel like they're not good enough. You know what I'm saying? But really, I mean, you know, some of that stuff is really an illusion. You know, people out here really photoshopping the hell out their pictures. Like, they really looking like different people, bro. Like, what is this? And I feel like we gotta realize that life is more than just a screen. Like, life is beautiful, as you can see, you know?
She wanna blow me up, yeah. She wanna blow me up, yeah. She wanna show me up, yeah.
Number 5, you don't have to force friendships. Now, this is something that I learned like right after high school, okay? Because once I left high school, I stopped talking to a lot of people. And, you know, at first, part of me felt like I had to, you know, keep in touch with some of these people, but I realized that some of these people that I'd be trying to text, like, if I wasn't texting them, they would probably never text me. And every time I was trying to make a move or hang out with them, they would never follow through. So it was essentially pointless. It was like a dead end. So that's when I realized, like, you don't have to force friendships, especially with people who you don't feel like are adding anything to your life. It's better just to let them go. And I know that sounds a little sad, but that's the reality of life. Tyrone goes to Kentucky, Jeremy goes to Los Angeles. You know, everybody goes their own way. So don't feel pressured to, you know, force friendships with like people of the past, because like it may not be worth it. The next point is that it's okay to move in silence at times. Now, what do I mean when I say this? I mean that you don't have to tell every single detail of your life to everybody, okay? Like, especially when you are trying to work on yourself. You know, maybe you've been hitting the gym, trying to eat right, or you know, improve your lifestyle one way or another. You don't have to always tell people what you're doing 24/7, okay? It's okay just to do those things and be proud of yourself alone. A lot of times why we're so inclined to tell people our plans and goals is honestly because we want that validation. Like, be real with yourself, okay? You want people to butter you up. You want people to be proud of you. You want people to praise you. And I understand that, but at the same time, I feel like it can be problematic when you're just chasing that validation, but you're not actually getting anything done. You know what I'm saying? You're not actually putting in any work. That's when it can become an issue. Because, I mean, at that point, you're just giving out free lip service. Just blah, 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 all day long. All right, moving on. So, working out is only half the battle. Now, I used to have the misconception that you had to be working out like 2 to 3 hours every single day in order to get like ripped, or to even lose weight for that matter. What I came to realize is that working out is only half the battle, okay? It's 50%. The other 50% is really how much you consume. As you can see in this picture right here, this was me like a few years ago, kind of chubby. I wasn't like obese, but I was like, I had some weight on me, you know what I'm saying? So I thought to myself, okay, I'm gonna start working out in my room. So what I would do is go on YouTube and search up like an hour long or hour and a half long like workout video at home, like cardio or something like that. And I would do that like every day. But in terms of eating, I kind of took drastic measures. I started eating significantly less because I thought you had to eat like tiny portions in order to, lose weight, So essentially I was like starving myself. So that's what I did for like a month or two. And I'm not gonna lie, I mean, it did work. It did work. I did lose some significant weight. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Since then, I've learned a lot of things. Since then I learned that, you don't have to work out for 2-3 hours, but even just 40-50 minutes is okay. And in terms of eating, you don't have to become like Muhammad Gandhi, you know what I'm saying? You just have to be at a slight caloric deficit and make sure you're intaking enough proteins. Journaling is a very important productivity hack. It wasn't until recently when I actually started journaling and I realized how powerful this really is. Like, it's really, really powerful. Like, when I write down in my journal that I'm gonna wash the dishes today, I actually wash the dishes today. But if I'm just like laying in my bed like this, just thinking about maybe I should wash the dishes, I don't feel like doing that. I don't know why, bro. Like, journaling is insane, bro. Like, it's crazy how powerful this thing really is. And also, like, if you're feeling down, like if you're feeling sad and you just write down exactly how you feel, all your inner emotions, I don't know, something about it is, it's crazy, bro. Wow. Women are just people. For this next point, this is for my men. Most importantly, for my simps, okay? Women are people just like us. A lot of times, we see an attractive girl and then we put her on a pedestal just because she's attractive. But in reality, that baddie, she be taking a doo-doo just like you. She be throwing up just like you. She be waking up breath boofing just like you. The only difference is that she's actually, taking care of herself, making herself look good for the public. We walk around with the idea that, they're too good for us, or, we can't get to their level. But personally, I don't think any woman is too good for me. But back in high school, I did. Back in high school, I used to be a simp too. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I used to be a simp too. I didn't know what to do around females. That's tough. But really, you just gotta remember she's a normal person. You know what I'm saying? Like you might be nervous talking to her, but she might be nervous around you. You know what I'm saying? So just get up and loosen up. Gratitude is very important. You have to understand that the fact that you woke up today, that is a blessing in itself. Some people did not wake up today. Some people are in the hospital. Some people are down on their luck. But you are perfectly fine. If you have a house, a roof over your head, you are blessed. Okay, a lot of us take those things for granted and we see them as very small things, but really somebody else wishes they had the kind of lifestyle that you have. You might think it's boring, but somebody else dreams of a lifestyle like that. All right, two more. We about to wrap this up. People don't really care about you as much as you think. Believe it or not, they don't. Like, you might be strolling down the street and then you see some random guy looking at you, or some random girl looking at you. You might be thinking in your mind like, well, why are they looking at me? Like, what do they want from me? But in reality, like, people just be staring. Like, even me, I just be staring at random things sometimes. I could be staring at somebody, but I'm not even thinking about them. I'm thinking about last week's dinner or something. My point is, like, people don't really care about you as much as you think they do. Okay, people are not judging you as much as you think they do. Yeah, they might look at you, but as soon as you leave their vicinity, as soon as you leave their line of sight, they probably forget about you. Last but not least, it is important to produce more than you consume. What does that mean? A lot of times, we can get stuck consuming, whether it be Netflix, TV, porn, whatever it may be, okay? But we're not actually getting things done. Me personally, like, I do this YouTube stuff, but then sometimes, like, I feel like I'm watching way more YouTube videos than I'm actually making myself, like, cause I be feeling like lazy. So it's very important to watch yourself, okay? Watch yourself. If you feel like you're consuming too much, just take a break, chill, go for a walk, do something. Because if we're not careful, we can become like this. With that being said, if you watch this video to the very end, thank you so much, okay? Because I know a lot of people probably didn't do that. But if you managed to watch the whole thing, itadakimasu. I appreciate you, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Danigan signing out.